KC's Audio Vault.
Jason Hook of Five Finger Death Punch, August 19th, 2011.
Hey, this is Jason Hook calling.
Jason, how you doing today?
Very good.
I'm glad we were able to connect. I guess it was a couple false starts.
It's been a weird day. We flew in all night. We came from Hawaii.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, Hawaii with a connection. We connected in Chicago with a layover and then just got to the hotel maybe 9:30 in the morning.
You don't know which way's up at this point.
Yeah, it's a little screwy.
How was Hawaii? You guys had a show out there, I guess.
Yeah. We played a one-off with Korn. You know, we share management with Korn, with same management company. So, you know, I know the offer came up, hey, you guys want to go play with Korn in Hawaii? So, yeah. But we went from Milwaukee to Hawaii to where we are now, Albany. Nice routing.
And then when do you get to Winnipeg? Tomorrow?
Yeah.
So you can catch up on a little bit of sleep, and then you'll be here for MTS Rock on the Range.
Yeah, you know, it's not, you know, we make jokes about schedule and how, you know, we get tired and stuff. Reality is, I mean, this isn't really, I've worked real day jobs. This is not that hard. I think when we're on tour, I calculated when we're on tour, I think we have like a 7-hour work week if you add up all the shows. It's not really that demanding.
How were you enjoying life as a Canadian down in Las Vegas?
Well, you know, I'm really happy. You know, I lived in Los Angeles for years, and I went to Los Angeles just to, you know, seek opportunity. You know, now that I landed the gig that I want, we all sort of moved or migrated from Los Angeles to Vegas. The real estate there really took a hit, and so you can get these mansions for, you know, a third of the price of the original price. So, you know, we're all buying these big houses and stuff. It's pretty amazing. The weather is still good there. All the entertainment, nightlife, everything that you want in an exciting American city is in Vegas, just a lot cheaper.
Well, I was there last weekend, and I am not used to that kind of dry heat.
Yeah, it hits the lungs, you know. It's a really different vibe, but it's a real nice 72 degrees on my couch. So and a cool 85 in the pool. So I just kind of bounce back and forth, you see.
You know what? I saw Steel Panther when I was in there. Are those guys like taken seriously by the music community over there?
You know, they're friends of mine, and you know, we love those guys, and they do a great job. I think it just started off as just a way for them to money. I mean, I knew that band when they were metal school or metal. Wake it up. They were, what's the first Metal Shop? Metal Shop was the name of the band when it was, like 15 years ago or something, you know? And it was just sort of like a cover band for cash, but I guess that they did such a good job with it that they took control of it, renamed it, and now they get a record deal, and it's just working. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's meant to be taken seriously. I mean, they did an album, and it's all, you know, parody lyrics and stuff like that. But I think what it is what it is, and they do a great job.
Well, I immensely enjoyed the show. It was funny. It was more of like I don't know, like dinner theater or something, because they had lines going back and forth, and they're all very good players as well. Well,
I think that's part of the reason why it is successful, because those guys are all serious cats, you know. So I know the guitar player to play for Rob Halford, and you know, I think that's why it is successful, because it's very entertaining, yet it's quality.
We're happy we got Five Finger Death Punch coming to town tomorrow. Should be hitting the stage, MTS Center, about 6:45. And the last time we talked, this this whole thing was kind of hush-hush, but how's the new guy working out?
We lucked out, because it's really hard when you swap members. Things can change, just personal things more than anything. And we wanted to make sure, when you're touring with a band like we are, you're in close quarters a lot. And so we just wanted to make sure that whoever we picked could not only cover the gig musically, but also cover the gig, on a personal level. You just want to be able to live with somebody who is pleasant. We got all of that and more. The new guy, Chris, he's a fantastic guy, healthy, great player, great singer. We really lucked out with the vocals, and he does he used to sing in his own band. He used to front his own band as the lead vocalist. So he definitely has all the chops to do the metal screaming and the harmonies and the singing and stuff like that. So, I say we lucked out. And he's from Vegas, which is, we would have taken somebody from anywhere if they were the right person. They could have been from Florida, Miami, Winnipeg, Vancouver. It wouldn't have mattered. It just so happened that this guy was in Vegas. So,
did you have a lot of people trying out?
We kind of had an open door. Starts with, you kind of just phone around, your peers in other bands and stuff. Who do you know? Is there anybody out there that you would recommend, or blah, blah, blah? We talked to guys in other bands that were friends of ours that say, you should get, this guy, or, who's looking for a gig, this guy. And we would fly them in, we somehow hit them up on the internet, arrange to get them on a plane, come down. We would try to dense auditions into weekends. So we do Saturday, Sunday. We would look at maybe 5 or 6 guys, and then we did it again another weekend, and we videotaped all of it. We just want to get in a room and play with somebody and see how it feels.
So does he play on the new album?
Well, unfortunately, we were just wrapping up the record when we started doing auditions. We had already sort of finished the record. It just sort of worked out that way. He certainly will play on the next one, but on this one, he does not make an appearance, no. The bass duties were covered by our wonderfully talented producer, Kevin Churko.
Another Canadian in the mix.
Dude, I don't even know what to say, except for Canadians, they seem to just excel. They seem to rise to the top, don't they? Oh.
I guess you could have called the album Canadian Capitalist.
Yeah, right.
Boo.
It's great.
Well, we recently got the new single, Under and Over It. Any story behind that one? Any insight?
Yeah, well, sure, we did some touring in Europe, and we were on tour with this band, Rammstein. This is my story, anyway. I remember watching Rammstein several nights with the guys, and just they do this thing with this 4-on-the-floor groove, It's like the kick drum, doom, 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 and I just remember going, we are definitely stealing that, So when we started writing songs, I remember specifically starting, every idea that I tried to start, I was put that 4 on the floor into the drum machine, And Under and Over It was one of those songs that started with the drum machine. Rhythms translate. Lyrics translate to the listener. Rhythms translate to the listener. You can't ignore those components, And I think a lot of metal bands are like, ooh, let's make this really complicated, or let's make this really technical, or let's change the time signature, or all that's impressive, sure. But the listener, they want to grab onto something and feel it, and so you can't make it too complicated. And that I just know that beat works. So that's where that song started from. And I know that I was singing originally. He was singing something like, "I'm fucking over it," or something like. We're like, okay, well, I don't think you can say that. you come up with something else. And so it turned out to be under and over it. I'm like, yeah, that's probably better.
Are you going to pull out that new one for us tomorrow?
Oh, wouldn't you love to know? Yes, we are.
Well, Jason, I'm glad we can get you on the phone again on the Power Drive, and we'll see you tomorrow for MTS Rock on the Range.
I can't wait, buddy, and I'm glad that we connected on the phone. We'll do it again soon.
All the interviews you want on iTunes and at Power97.com. Casey's Audio Vault.
Casey Norman is Power 97's music director and can be heard every weekday from 2 till 6 in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
Power 97 is Winnipeg's best rock.